You're tuned into 89.5 FM WSOU Street Patrol, the loudest in local music. My name is Julian, and we've got a special treat for you tonight. I'm joined by ANAKA here in the booth. Let me hear it, guys. How you doing?
Julian, what's up, brother? What's up, WSOU? What's up, the listeners? It's nice to come back home here, man.
Absolutely.
It's so great. Thanks for having us, everybody.
Thanks for having us. WSOU has been an important part of our evolution as a band, and the legacy of WSOU and ANAKA twists together like vines. So we're happy to be back.
Going back, 2004, when you guys first started spinning us. Really, you guys found us, man. And from here it went on to regular rotation for 15 years and all the other things, the awesome stuff that happened, and all along the way, just like we were seeing before, all the people still falling in, and we're very appreciative to what seems like the millions of people that have been calling in.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
Out there in Radio Land, thank you so much, man.
For sure.
Thank the listeners and SOU. Thank you so much for the loyalty and the support for all these years. And on behalf of the band, ANAKA, we're happy to be back. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Yeah, it's great to have you guys back here, and we've got some new music from you guys. Your album, The Oblivion Call, we're going to be listening to that. We're going to kick it off right now with your track, Voice of the Faceless. You guys have anything to say about this one?
Yeah, it's heavy.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, it's one of those songs that we love playing live. When we wrote it, and it just kept hulking up and becoming what you hear on the record. And it's just one of those songs that we wrote early on in the process of making this new record. So listening to it now, there's just a lot of pride to it. Jerry wants to say something about this one.
Jerry Farley.
The Jerry Farley, and I played guest bass on the record, and I really appreciate you guys for having me play on the record. It actually starts with the two newest players on it, which is Jordan on drums and myself on bass.
Jordan Bernacci.
Yeah, so it's just it's kind of cool that the guys let us be right at the forefront of the opening of the record. So thanks, guys, for letting us showcase the talents right there.
You just walk into the room and you start off the whole record.
Yeah, I've had the honor of recording all the records with ANAKA. I've been with them for 25 years.
25 years.
Yeah, and so I've gotten to produce and mix all the records, and this is the first one I get to play a bed track, not just a little guitar part here or keyboard. So it's really, really special. So let's listen to Voice of the Faceless.
Pay attention to that bass. He really killed it.
Right on. Without further ado, here is ANAKA with Voice of the Faceless. 89.5 FM WSOU. You're tuned into Street Patrol. I don't know what you heard before, but you just heard ANAKA. That was the first song off of their album, The Oblivion Call, Voice of the Faceless. I've got them here with me now.
Hey.
We're right here with all of you nice people.
Hey, what's going on?
That's what I'm talking about. How we all feeling?
Doing good, man. We got Matt, we got Jordan, we got Jim, we got Jeff, we got Jerry, and we have myself here, and we're enjoying the return to WSOU, man, with this new record, The Oblivion Call. Thank you again for all the people that are calling in and just telling us their little stories, man. It's really awesome.
Be sure to keep calling in, drive the guys crazy. Flood them with the phone calls like you do. And that's, we'd like to thank you guys once again for inviting us today. And we're really excited about being here once again. And we're really enjoying the sound of our songs coming through your radio. So.
Yeah, we're loving it too. Thank you guys for coming back. You guys have been with SOU for quite a while. You guys played back in 2008. I think it was the SOU 60th anniversary show.
Yeah,
that's right.
Lots of stuff.
That was Five Finger Death Punch and Shadows Fall and all that stuff, man. It's really cool to go back to all that stuff and remember it. Being a band for 24 years now and counting, and going back to, we actually literally played, I think, on the lawn one time here, man. It was really cool. We played on the lawn here. We've one of the last shows at the Continental in the Village when that place was closing down. ANAKA played there, and you guys aired the entire show. So it's been a lot of innovation between WSOU and ANAKA over the years. And it's great to come meet you guys, man.
Yeah, man.
And I think one of the first bands I ever, like when I started recording, and I'm Jerry Farley, by the way, I record these guys and done all their albums, and I think back in 2000, what would you say, 2004, it was like right when I started my recording career, and you guys were in SOU, and I was like, yes, because I've listened to SOU since I was like 14. And like now one of my bands made it on, and I think we've been on together, I think 3 times now, 3 different album cycles. You guys have been here like 5 times.
Yeah, it's been great because it's like Street Patrol started the whole thing. It was a groundswell.
Yeah.
It went to regular rotation from there, and then it literally stayed there for years because we had number ones. We got those top 100s at the end of the year that you guys would always do, and it really is because of the fans who, as you can see, they're still calling in.
Yep.
But it really was like a groundswell that started really in this room, and it to go back and remember it the way that it was. I mean, we had Absolute ANAKA. I think it was a triple shot.
It was like
of ANAKA that you guys did.
A double shot, then I think it transitioned over to a triple shot of ANAKA. Absolute ANAKA was awesome.
And that took us to places with like songs like Erase hit like on MTV Online. It went from there to Music Choice with all the videos and all the stuff that's gone down throughout those years. I mean, to think that we started a band, in Brooklyn against all the naysayers and all the stuff you heard, back then, and when you're trying to start something like this, and to know that you played with, some of your inspirations like Zakk Wylde and Korn and Avenged Sevenfold. I know Jordan's a huge fan of Avenged Sevenfold, and asking. What's that?
That's bad on my back even.
Yeah.
Right on.
And with the guys here, it's just been a really awesome ride, and it started in this place, so it's really awesome.
Yeah, it's great to have you guys back here. 2004, I was a newborn that year. That's awesome. My God. Yeah. Yes. ANAKA has been on SOU as long as I've been on this earth. Talk about that. All right, we've got ANAKA with Blood of Leviathan, second track off their album, The Oblivion Call, up next. What can you guys tell me about this one?
Well, it's got a lot of Black Sabbath vibes to it.
Yeah.
We had in our mind, we really wanted to get sludgier on this album and also get super sharp and fast. So we don't force anything. It was one of those songs that just naturally started forming. The beginning of the song was written by Matt Benet over here, our awesome guitar player, and the nice blend of clean and heavy and sludgy. Matt, you have something to say about Blood of Leviathan?
Yeah, I mean, like you just said, it's a great mix of like different things, and I think it really represents what ANAKA has been doing this past. I mean, with all of us, united, and now with Jordan and Jerry on the bass, I think you all love it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Jerry, what we were talking about before, is our producer, and we asked him to play bass on this record. And we also have Jeff, who is actually our bass player now, sitting with us. So it'd be cool to hear from Jeff about what he thought about the work done in this tune.
In not so many words, massive. It's an incredible record. Just hearing the demos to where it came to now, it's a masterpiece in my opinion.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, man.
And to sit back and listen to the song now, I think about what it was like for Jordan, because this record is actually Jordan's first recording, his first album. But
tough.
Yeah, I mean, like, those few days that we did, getting the drums recorded and the watching Jordan kind of step up to the plate and do his thing.
This is the first song Jordan wrote with you guys.
Yeah, this is the first.
It was the first one
when he entered the band.
And then I stepped in for guest, And
this was the first thing I think me, Pete, Matt all did when we actually just started kind of jamming together. And it was a very, very natural flow that really just felt right and is a very natural, just very rhythmic and melodic song that really covers all the tones you would want to hear from any metal band.
It took us in a new direction. We knew we wanted to do the ANAKA groove. We knew we wanted to add like Jim said, the Sabbath vibe. Because for us, it's really about honoring, those who like really set set the path for us, man. You know, we love the music that we grew up on.
Yeah, then definitely can hear that. So here we have it, sludgy, sharp, and fast. ANAKA up next with Blood of Leviathan. Speaking of bands up in the booth, I am joined here by ANAKA. How y'all feeling?
Feeling great. Woo! WSOU rules.
Oh yeah.
Listening to these tunes.
and enjoying the sound of the work we put in. And the amazing thing, you know, when you record an album, the things you know most is most people are really excited about coming to the studio to watch you record. And if you're a newbie, it's like, is the record going to be done tonight?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, no, man, we're just getting the drum sound. What? And then they go, okay, I'm going to go home now. It's like, you do that. We'll be here for about a year. But the amazing thing about this album, and besides the fact that, you know, COVID-19 got in the way, and it kind of like got in the way of our 20th anniversary. But for us, the work that was put in and the effort to get through the rough patch the last few years was well worth it. And we are very proud of the end result of the Oblivion Call. We're very excited about it, and we're also happy about the way it's being taken by FM Rock Radio nationwide so far. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, it's going great.
And we would like to thank the listeners. You know, we're sitting here 24, 25 years as a band, and the phone calls keep coming in. And I'd like to thank everybody who's calling in and all the positive reinforcement we're getting. This sixth album means a lot to us. You know, we're big Jordan fans, so this is our sixth ring. So,
oh yeah,
we're very excited about it, and we like to thank our families and our fans for all these years and the legacy that you guys helped us cultivate.
Yeah, this is the Jerry Farley, and I want to thank the band for not only allowing me to do all 6 of those records with them, but for allowing me to play bass on this record.
Oh yeah.
It's a big deal to me to be able to not only perform on stage with you guys, but to write a lot of the music with you guys. Like, I've always been part of the writing process, but this time it's like I got to contribute like a riff here or there, and have like my bass sound, and I don't know if anyone heard before, but we opened up the record with me and Jordan, like just starting the record off, and Jordan's, you know, this is his first record, and he did an amazing job. He just threw out my studio line a minute ago. He said, "Good, do it again."
That's right.
And you know, I can be quite meticulous and a little insane about doing, you know, more takes because you know. But every single thing you hear on this record is intentional, that we created together. We have 25 years of work together, and it's you know, it's amazing. So thank you guys for not only letting me record another record, mixing it, but having me even join you on like these interviews as like a brother and a player on this record.
Yeah,
so,
and it really has to be mentioned that, you know, we mentioned COVID, and we started recording the record like in November of 2019, right? And then all that literally the world shut down and all that. But I will say this, and people will probably never know the whole entire true story of all the challenges that all you guys went through, all of us really, to get this record done. It's funny, I look back at The Unwavering, and that was almost 9 years ago, and I'm like, wait a minute, where did all the time go? Well, the time went all those shows that we were doing, writing the record, and then for like 2 years we had to literally wait and sit back and deal with all the stuff that was going on. But I mean, look what we're doing today, right? And
children born.
Yeah.
All the records. They've grown up. We have newborn babies on this record.
I mean, definitely a share of challenges to get to releasing this album. And yeah, as you mentioned, I had a son in the process. You know, COVID, whole sorts of thing happened, and so it's quite amazing to finally have it in our hands and being able to listen to it like here on WSOU.
This is what we always do, man.
Yeah.
Onward, always onward.
Another thing that I thought was awesome is like on this album, Matthew's been with us for a long time now. What year did Matt start with us, Pete?
2010.
2010. So he's been with us for a long time. And on this album, he got to showcase his abilities even more, and which is awesome. The last album, burned a hole in my brain how awesome his playing was. But this album, he got to basically showcase himself even more as an artist, as a musician. And I think that goes for each member of the band. Like, I'm lucky. I sing. I think I just sing. You know, most vocalists think too much about it. It's really what it is. It's
scream.
Like, right.
All the screams.
You do that too?
I'm lucky. I get to basically do karaoke to live thunder. You know what I mean? So all these members, all the guys in this room are masterful musicians, and I get to just basically express what I have inside of me that comes through me when I hear them play. So I'm really lucky to be, part of that. I'm also very lucky to have a big brother that asked me to join 24 years ago. So I remember my first practice at Fast Lane Studio in Brooklyn. Mike's studio. I remember walking in and I had rest in peace, Mike, and I had an audition. So I'm like, I'm really not sure how you audition. So I don't think I really sang for bands before. So I walked in, and we had people walking into the studio knocking, going, "You guys are great!" And I was like, "Wow, I just sang one song. This is going to go great." And it worked out 25 years later.
First of all, as the originator of the band, it wasn't an audition. It was your job. You were getting it.
Man.
But I mean, it's awesome to look back on all that as the originator, as like the main songwriter, the lyric writer, and all that. To be able to do this with all these guys, and to hear those awesome ideas, and to know they had to be incorporated in, that was like very freeing for me. To have people come in with these awesome ideas, to have Jerry, our producer, always there, doing the thing on the bass. But it was always like such an awesome thing. Like I'd come in with like the foundation of a song. We talked about the first song that we played, Voice of the Faceless. I had it, and I turned to Matt and I go, I need a bridge. And Matt had that bridge right there, so I can't say enough about my brothers here, man. I really appreciate and love every moment that we spend on that stage. Because like I always say, man, we've been on some pretty big stages, and I say it before every show. This isn't a given. Make sure you live it and understand the moment.
Next to the title track.
Yeah, next to the title track. And Jordan, I'm very impressed with your feet, buddy. And the rest of you, bud.
I like to play.
He likes to play. And this song will showcase his abilities. So this one's called The Oblivion Call, right?
Yeah, well said. ANAKA up next with The Oblivion Call, title track off their album. After that, here on 89.5 FM WSOU, you're listening to Street Patrol, the loudest in local metal. I'm joined here by ANAKA. How you guys doing?
We're doing awesome.
That's
Doing
great,
brother.
man.
Thank
We're
you.
rocking here in the booth, and I know you're all rocking out there. Our phones have been lighting up. The ANAKA Army is sounding off.
Yes, they are.
Thank you. Keep it up.
Yeah.
So loyal.
My buddy's wrist gonna fall off
So
from answering
loyal.
the phone. Keep it up. I'm gonna take him to the hospital. That's the goal.
Carpal tunnel up in here. Yeah, we got another one from ANAKA up next, Other Side of Nowhere. Anything you can tell me about this track?
Yeah, that song's about depression. It's a song that the lyrics came pretty quick. We wrote that song. I remember being in the studio at Fastlane once again, and it's a beautiful song. I'm very proud of the vocal work. I'm very proud of all the musical aspects of that song, and it's a message to people that you can rise above all difficulty, and that's what this band's about. Our music is usually about self-empowerment and positive themes, so that's
I remember
very important to us.
We were driving in the car one day, and we were listening to Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell, and I remember being in the middle of that and thinking, man, I got to write something like this, and I remember that in some form this song was created through that thought. The guitar parts, and the musical structure. And Jim came into the studio and he started singing over the beginning, and before we knew it, that tune, that song was created. And it's one of the songs that people like. I was looking at Spotify the other day, and it seems like people are really into that song. That ending is great too. That last just kind of vocal where we're all lost.
Yeah.
Everybody just freaks out when they hear that part and say how awesome it is.
Also, another part that's pretty tremendous is the middle of that song has a real thrashy, heavy section, which all of a sudden just pops out of like a heavy ballad. All of a sudden becomes like a brutal middle of the song, and that was Jerry Farley's idea. And I usually, when I'm recording vocals, the people that are in the room are usually Jerry Farley and Peter Pallas. So they can be absolutely mean to me, and I love it because it makes me absolutely angry, and I keep myself going focused.
Good, do it again.
We're not being mean.
I'm all about that. I love the attack because that just filters right into my vocal, and that middle section was something that I remember when we were doing it. I was like, you think Jerry's like, just do it, watch, it's gonna sound awesome, watch, and we did it, and it came.
Spoiler alert! It's brutal.
It's brutal.
And then of course Matt comes in with his Fists of Fury with those solos, man. It's a really, really heartfelt solo on the record.
Matt, what's like on the solos for this one? Like, I love it, obviously, but did you have inspirations in your mind, or was it just let the song flow for you?
Yeah, I think that's one of these songs where you really want to go with the flow. It's a very, as you say, meaningful song. Talks about serious stuff, and you really. I don't know. And this solo somehow really came out as it's one of my favorite on the album. Honestly, it has that very something deep about it. I don't know. It takes you to the guts, and I think that's it's something you wanna get to when you play a solo, right? You want it to give you the goosebumps, and I think
it does, man.
That one it sort of does that to me, at least.
It does to me too, man.
And I think that the harmonies also on different part of the song, they really emphasize the song.
And Jordan going from a place where like the song takes you to this really almost beautiful, atmosphere, to go into a place that's really dark in the middle, and even fast and stuff. Like, Jordan, what was that for you to go from such a an almost like pretty place to that freaking evil?
It felt like I was recording, an Alice in Chains album for a bit, where Jerry was like, "I want you to play this beat over and do it again."
That's
and
right.
Again,
we looped it.
and
right?
again,
louder,
and again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We looped
We
that.
That was awesome.
Like
Playing the
20
section
minutes.
over and over till you really locked in with the bass and the guitar part, and it really, really.
Yeah, you like locked in by looping. Like, we all were standing in the room playing, and we didn't artificially loop it. We actually.
Jerry, let me create the picture because that's an awesome thing. So the studio that we're playing, it's a place called Nova Studios. Okay, it's right on the literally right on the beach. Okay, so it's like a mansion on the beach, and the back window, all you see is beach, and you see like the horizon. So while we were finding the serene guitar part and that
Ambiance.
for the verse, guys, we played that to that in that moment, looking out those windows for maybe 30 minutes, just in that place, playing this clean, like really beautiful part, and it really it brought everybody into the moment of what we were doing. But like, it was 30 minutes of literally playing the same
thing, and we locked in. And I remember having a note, and then when I listened back to editing the drums, I went to that thing, and that's the clean section you hear is basically us just locking in together, playing in that moment at Nova and Shaolin,
searching for the brilliance while the red light is on.
I remember Jerry saying, "I want this to be calmer, and you're only going to get it calm enough for me until you get like lost in it."
Yeah.
So
Yes,
he
you got
played it
lost.
for so long that he got almost mesmerized by the playing, and it calmed him. It calmed him so much that his body just relaxed. There was no tension, and you can really feel it in that song. The way everything works together so seamlessly, and it really feels like you're just kind of floating away. Yeah, even the guitar tone is very liquidy. The cleans. It sounds. I mean, the lyrical content itself discusses water, and like tears of water, and even the guitar tones itself kind of like mimics that, and everything is just very calm.
Awesome.
Very beautiful. I can't wait to hear it.
Give it here now. I'm kind of psyched to hear it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. A little bit of beauty, a lot of brutality. Got ANAKA up next with Other Side of Nowhere after yesterday here on 89.5 FM WSOU. You're listening to Street Patrol, the loudest in local metal. I'm joined here in the booth by ANAKA. And we're listening to their album, The Oblivion Call. Coming up next, we've got Ballad of the Fallen. What can you guys tell me about this one?
Ballad is an absolute beast, man. There's actually a really cool tie-in into the Ballad of the Fallen. There's a lyric to me that's very important in this. So you guys know that for the ANAKA fans here and listening in, that ANAKA did the theme music for the Ultimate Warrior, wrestling legend from the WWE. In 2014, after a whole bunch of fighting with that company, he went back to the company. He was put into the Hall of Fame. I was lucky enough that he invited me to the Hall of Fame, to WrestleMania 30, sitting in the owner's box. It was an amazing time, really, a really happy time, because it was years of fighting. And they both decided to put everything down and just be like, look, life is too short, and get on with it. And it was an amazing weekend for everybody involved. You know, we were all out in New Orleans really celebrating the return of Warrior to that company after all he did for all those amazing years, inspiring all those people. And sadly and tragically, just a day later, he died. And he was able to speak to the fans one more time at that Monday Night Raw and have an amazing weekend with a lot of smiles. Tragically, on that Tuesday, he passed away. There is a lyric in this song that really nobody knows about that's really an incredible moment, and it was taken from a text or an email where the idea was he was coming back to this company that he had all this strife with, and it was going to be a difficult weekend. And he wrote in that email, and I'll never forget it, Judgment Day has come and gone, you know. And he talked about how thankful he was that we were there, me and my friend Steve. Really, hours after that, he passed away. And he was a great friend and mentor of mine for so many years. My childhood hero, me and Jimmy's childhood hero. An incredible person. But it was always important from the beginning that line, because it meant so much to me when I read it, was put into this song. The other part that I remember that's really important about this song is Jerry
Farley, yeah, man.
Coming up with that.
I remember he goes, I have an awesome bass riff. And it was like, I can't wait to show you guys at practice. And he came in and he did it, you know, the Jerry style. He's got his little shimmy when he's playing it. And it has so much beef in it. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That's got to be the beginning of the song.
Remember, Jerry?
It was.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's going to go. Yeah, and I go, I do.
Let's say I was in Nova recording a Sick of It All record, and I picked up Pete's guitar from Sick of It All. And Pete called his guitar, you know, the guitar. And I literally came out with this riff, and I just was like, this is an ANAKA riff. I'm actually going to give these guys, like, I've never been able to bring a riff to the table because I've never played an instrument in the band. You know, I've always tried to expand on the ideas. And this time I was like, I have a riff.
You called me.
And he was like, I know exactly where it's going to go. And we talked about it, and I was like, that song, really? I was like, yeah. He's like, then we decided this should be the front and bookend the song, because then it totally changes this whole different vibe. And it's like,
and also, Jordan, just the doom
not only that, but the playing. The cool thing about this song is, like most of the songs on this album, we have like the songs go into all these different places, and you can feel the ebb and flow, and you can feel the direction of it through his playing. So his drumming is like, he's got great hands and he's got great feet, and the cool thing about it is it blends so well with our sound.
And how he brings this doomy aspect into it. In the beginning,
he gives that Bill Ward with
all Sabbath.
He's got that Bill Ward playing with the death metal energy.
Yeah, well, Slayer in the middle, Sabbath at the beginning, Megadeth throughout, you know, and he has a killer drum solo. Talk about the drum solo, bro.
That was a very tough song to get in the studio, especially because the solo was just do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. No, again. Yes, that was good, but I wanted again.
Right. You gotta make it feel right.
And it had to have a bounce to it that really matched the energy that they were just describing, and it really was just such an exhausting song from front to back. But when it was actually really the part that I decided and wanted, and Jerry really ripped it out of me. It was one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite on the album, and it's one of my favorite drum parts that I think I've ever made. I'm very proud.
That's one that Jeff is always saying. Because when you do this, you're always bringing new songs into the equation, and you have to like push out other songs that you're playing live. And Jeff is constantly asking about, getting to that one.
I am waiting with bated breath to play this one, and so many others on this record. It is just so good.
I remember when we were recording it, and Jordan was like, he was really putting his all into it. And this kid has a lot of energy. If I expended his energy, I'd probably be dead in like a minute or two. But he was putting his entire body and his whole soul and everything into it. Cognitively, his brain is completely locked into doing the best that he can on the record. And I remember he was getting tired, and he was like, again? You want me to do it again? I was like, trust me, at the end, you're going to be proud of it, because I have one guarantee. If you don't do it the way you want it now, in 100 years from now when it's done, the day you die, you'll say, man, I should have fixed that drum fill.
Yeah. And it's really like the way we do it is we get in a room for like 4 or 5 days, and we just record drums. And we do it for hours upon hours upon hours.
Because the drums
and that's
like
just the way that we do it. So you imagine somebody who's not done this, sitting down and understanding why we're so crazy about it and trying to find that place. And he found the place. Now, one last thing. We have to let our brother Gennady here say a few words because he wants to.
Okay. Thank you. That was quite an intro.
You got
DJ G90, class of 07. Thank you.
Old school.
Class of 07 and 09. I'm not dumb. I just went to grad school. I just want to say ANAKA is, I've been following their career for 15 years. The first time I ever saw them was at the Lone Star Bar in Bay Ridge.
Wow.
You guys remember that show? About probably 15 years ago. Probably. And I fell in love. That was probably during the Glorious Crusade album, Glorified Crusade years. So that was a lot of fun. And I just want to say they're the coolest guys around. They go to shows. You come up to them. They hang out with you. I went to see, a couple years ago, we went to see Black Label Society and Anthrax together. Everyone who came up to them, all the fans, they hang out, take pictures. They're really stand-up guys. I feel good for them because they're good people. That's the thing. Like,
thanks, man.
No problem. And I love going
to know one.
Thank you. And I love going to their shows. It's so much fun. I'm going to be at the Gramercy Theater show in July. I went last year and we had a blast. Got some Cat's Deli afterwards. It was a really fun night.
That's great.
And I want to also give a shout out to another local band, Anatonic Desire. I know Will is listening. They're going to be. We're going to play Destiny Defined in a little bit. I love ANAKA. You guys are awesome. Keep up the good work. I just want to say that. And thanks for having me back on air. I miss this place. Hopefully I'll do an alumni shift at some point in the near future. And let's more music, right?
It was cool, man. More the merrier.
WSOU, the loudest rock.
That's it.
Right on. Let's get right back into it. Here's ANAKA, Ballad of the Fallen.
Bass.